What's up everyone, welcome back. The Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 are about to get some absolutely massive RPG releases, and I'm talking about games that could easily eat up hundreds of hours of your life. Today, I'm counting down the top 15 RPG games you need to watch out for, and trust me, if you're an RPG fan, these are the ones that should be on your radar. So let's get into it. Trails in the Sky's second chapter is set to release in fall 2026 on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, continuing the story directly after the first chapter with a much larger narrative focus and higher emotional stakes. The game follows Estelle's journey as she searches for Joshua while uncovering deeper secrets surrounding the Ouroboros organization, delivering a story that is more intense, character-driven, and tightly connected to the broader Trails universe. Gameplay keeps the classic turn-based combat system, but modernizes it with updated animations, improved UI, and deeper orbment and quartz customization that encourages strategic party builds rather than simple grinding. Exploration once again revolves around traveling across Liberl, taking on Bracer Guild missions, engaging in side quests, and interacting with towns that evolve as the story progresses. As a full 3D remake, the presentation is significantly upgraded while preserving the slow burn pacing and detailed world building that define the series, making it feel both faithful to the original and more accessible for new players jumping into the Sky arc. DECAPOLICE is scheduled to release in 2026 on Nintendo Switch, and is shaping up to be a unique, story-driven RPG that blends detective gameplay with traditional RPG progression. Set in a crime-filled city, the game follows rookie detective Harvard Marks as he investigates complex cases using a virtual simulation system called DECASM, which allows players to reconstruct crime scenes, gather evidence, and uncover hidden truths behind each incident. Instead of focusing purely on combat, the core gameplay loop revolves around exploration, investigation, and solving mysteries, with battles occurring during encounters with criminals and key suspects. The game features a large, open-world city divided into districts, encouraging free exploration, side investigations, and case-based missions that gradually expand the narrative. RPG mechanics such as character progression, strategic encounters, and multiple ways to approach situations add depth to the experience, while its cinematic presentation and mystery-focused structure aim to deliver a slower, more thoughtful gameplay pace compared to traditional action-heavy RPGs. Witchbrook is planned to release in 2026 on Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, offering a cozy RPG experience that blends life simulation with magical progression in a relaxed, open-ended world. Set in the seaside city of Mossport, the game follows a witch in training attending a magical college while building relationships, learning spells, and shaping daily life at their own pace. Instead of a combat-heavy structure, gameplay focuses on attending classes, brewing potions, practicing magic skills, and exploring a fully interactive town filled with seasonal events, jobs, and customizable activities. Players can travel around the city, decorate their home, and gradually develop their character through social interactions, personal goals, and long-term progression tied to their magical education. With its strong emphasis on immersion, dynamic NPC routines, and freedom-driven gameplay loop, Witchbrook leans more toward a thoughtful, life sim RPG experience, where storytelling emerges naturally through exploration, friendships, and the slow growth of your character's magical journey. The Duskbloods is scheduled for a 2026 release on Nintendo Switch 2, and stands out as a dark action RPG with a strong multiplayer-focused design set in a gothic, lore-rich world. Players take on the role of Bloodsworn, powerful vampire-like characters granted supernatural abilities through special blood, as they battle across mysterious locations that blend different timelines and settings. The gameplay centers around a PvP-VE structure, where up to 8 players fight both hostile enemies and each other within the same session, creating a dynamic mix of cooperative and competitive encounters. Combat is presented in a third-person perspective with strategic, ability-driven mechanics, unique weapons, and challenging, large-scale enemies that emphasize timing, positioning, and build variety rather than simple action. Alongside its intense battles, the game features atmospheric exploration across dark city environments and interconnected zones, with progression tied to mastering different Bloodsworn playstyles and uncovering hidden lore through environmental storytelling instead of a fully linear narrative approach. Memoire, Revelations in Celceta, is set to release in early 2026 on Nintendo Switch, with full compatibility expected on Switch 2, bringing a refined version of the classic action RPG with modern improvements. The story follows Adol Christin as he awakens in the mysterious land of Celceta with no memories, setting out on a journey to recover his past while exploring the vast Great Forest and uncovering hidden secrets across interconnected regions. Gameplay focuses on fast-paced, real-time combat, with a party-based system that allows players to switch characters mid-battle, encouraging strategic use of different abilities and attack styles, rather than relying on a single playstyle. Exploration plays a major role through a detailed mapping system that rewards discovering new areas, locating memory fragments, and interacting with the environment to unlock progression paths. As a Memoire edition, the game features enhanced visuals, improved interface, and updated audio options, while preserving the original adventure-driven structure, making it feel both nostalgic and smoother for modern players who enjoy exploration-heavy action RPGs. Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection is set to release on March 13, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, delivering a story-driven, turn-based RPG that expands the creature bonding formula of the series with a larger-scale adventure. The game follows a young writer from the Kingdom of Azuria who partners with Arathalos and allies from rival nations to uncover the truth behind the mysterious crystal encroachment threatening the world's ecosystems and political balance. Gameplay centers on strategic, turn-based battles, where riders fight alongside their monsties, emphasizing elemental matchups, team synergy, and thoughtful decision-making rather than real-time hunting combat. A major focus is on collecting, hatching, and raising monsters, allowing players to build a customizable team that evolves through exploration and quests across diverse regions. New systems like habitat restoration and ecosystem-based progression add extra depth to the loop, encouraging players to protect environments while strengthening their monsties, creating a more immersive blend of exploration, monster raising, and narrative progression. The Elder Scrolls 4: Oblivion Remastered is planned for a 2026 release on Nintendo Switch 2, bringing the classic open-world RPG to modern hardware with upgraded visuals and refined systems, while preserving its original sandbox freedom. Set in the province of Cyrodiil, the story follows the hero of Kvatch as Oblivion gates begin opening across the land, unleashing a Daedric invasion that threatens the entire realm. Gameplay revolves around full player freedom, allowing you to explore a massive open world, join factions like the Mages Guild or Dark Brotherhood, and shape your character through skill-based progression that improves based on how you play. Combat supports multiple styles, including melee, magic, archery, and stealth, encouraging diverse builds and role-playing choices rather than a fixed class path. The remastered version enhances animations, interface, and performance, while keeping the non-linear quest design and immersive world-building intact, offering a deep RPG experience focused on exploration, player choice, and long-form storytelling. Digimon Story: Time Stranger is scheduled to release on July 10, 2026 for Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, bringing a deep, monster-taming JRPG experience built around time travel, parallel worlds, and the bond between humans and Digimon. The story follows an agent investigating a mysterious crisis that threatens both the real world and the digital world, gradually uncovering a larger conspiracy as the two dimensions become increasingly unstable. Gameplay focuses on strategic, turn-based battles, where Digimon fight alongside the player using attributes, elemental weaknesses, and special cross-arts abilities that reward careful planning over pure offense. A core mechanic revolves around scanning enemy data in battles to convert them into usable Digimon, which can then be trained, customized with equipment and attachment skills, and evolved through multiple Digivolution paths. Systems like the Digifarm allow passive training and bond growth, encouraging long-term team building, while exploration across multiple worlds supports story-driven investigation and progression, creating a thoughtful RPG loop centered on raising, evolving, and mastering a highly customizable Digimon team. Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition is set to release on May 22, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, bringing the complete version of the cinematic action RPG along with its large story expansion. The narrative follows Alphen and Xion as they fight to free the world of Dana from oppression, while the Beyond the Dawn content continues the story 1 year after the original ending, exploring the fragile peace between Dana and Rena through new conflicts, character episodes, and additional quests. Gameplay centers on fast-paced, real-time combat that emphasizes fluid movement, combo chains, and strategic use of arts, boost attacks, and party synergy, allowing players to switch between characters and adapt their tactics during battles. Exploration takes place across large, interconnected regions filled with towns, dungeons, and optional side quests that deepen world-building and character relationships through skits and events. With progression tied to skill trees, equipment crafting, and party growth, this edition delivers a complete, story-driven RPG experience focused on dynamic combat, strong character development, and a polished, modern presentation optimized for new hardware. Ys 10 Proud Nordics is set to release on February 20th, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, delivering an enhanced version of the ocean-focused action RPG with expanded content and refined systems. The story follows Adol Kristen as he journeys across vast seas and island regions, where he becomes magically bound to the pirate Karja, forcing the two to cooperate while confronting mysterious immortal enemies known as the Grieger and uncovering the secrets behind the growing maritime threats. Gameplay centers on fast-paced, real-time combat built around a dual-character system, allowing players to switch between solo actions and coordinated duo abilities that emphasize timing, defense, and synergy rather than simple offense. Exploration plays a major role through naval traversal, island discovery, side quests, and ship upgrades that open new routes and activities across the world. With additional story scenarios, new bosses, and expanded mechanics integrated into the adventure, this edition offers a smoother, more complete action RPG experience, focused on fluid combat, exploration, and continuous progression. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is set to release digitally on February 24th, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, with a physical version arriving on April 28th, 2026, bringing the complete open-world RPG experience with all major expansions included. Set in the post-apocalyptic Commonwealth, the story follows the sole survivor emerging from Vault 111 and searching for their missing son, while navigating a fractured world shaped by factions, moral choices, and the struggle to rebuild civilization after nuclear devastation. Gameplay focuses on massive open-world exploration, with full freedom to pursue the main quest, side stories, faction questlines, or settlement building at your own pace. Combat blends real-time shooting, melee, and the VATS targeting system, allowing strategic slow-motion attacks alongside traditional action gameplay. Deep crafting and weapon modification systems, along with customizable settlements and perk-based character progression, create a highly flexible RPG loop centered on player choice, long-term progression, and immersive sandbox exploration across a reactive world. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition is planned for a 2026 release on Nintendo Switch 2, delivering the complete open-world action RPG experience alongside the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion and additional content in one definitive package. Set in the dark fantasy world of the Lands Between, the story follows a tarnished warrior guided by grace as they explore a shattered realm ruled by demigods who possess fragments of the Elden Ring, gradually uncovering hidden lore and shaping their own path toward becoming Elden Lord. Gameplay centers on massive, non-linear exploration across interconnected regions filled with dungeons, castles, and powerful optional bosses, all supported by real-time combat that emphasizes stamina management, precise dodging, and strategic build customization. Players can craft unique playstyles using melee weapons, magic, ranged tools, and Ashes of War abilities while upgrading gear and stats to match their approach. With its vast world design, deep RPG progression, and challenging encounters, the Tarnished Edition aims to offer a fully immersive and content-rich Souls-like adventure optimized for portable play. The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales, is set to release on June 18th, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, delivering a brand new HD 2D action RPG that blends classic adventure design with modern real-time combat. The story follows Elliot, an adventurer exploring the beast-filled continent of Philadelphia alongside his fairy companion Faye, as they investigate mysterious ruins outside humanity's last safe kingdom and uncover a time-spanning mystery linked to an ancient artifact known as the Doorway of Time. Gameplay focuses on intuitive, real-time combat rather than turn-based systems, allowing players to use multiple weapon types such as swords, bows, chains, and sickles, each with distinct abilities and upgrade paths enhanced through magicite fragments found during exploration. The Fairy Companion plays an active role in battle, puzzle solving, and item collection, and can even be controlled cooperatively by a second player. With dungeon exploration, puzzle shrines, weapon switching, and a strong emphasis on discovery across an untamed continent, the game aims to deliver a nostalgic yet modern action RPG experience built around exploration, fluid combat, and a story that unfolds across different eras. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is planned for a 2026 release on Nintendo Switch 2, delivering a new tactical RPG experience built around strategic battles and character-driven storytelling. The story revolves around the Heroic Games, a mysterious tournament organized by a divine ruler who promises to grant any wish to the victor, drawing warriors from different backgrounds whose personal goals gradually intertwine with a larger narrative about fate and destiny. Gameplay focuses on classic grid-based, turn-based combat, where positioning, unit roles, and the weapon triangle play a crucial role in victory, encouraging careful planning rather than fast reactions. New systems like Blaze Arts introduce powerful abilities that consume HP for high-risk, high-reward strategies, while returning mechanics such as weapon durability and diverse class skills add deeper tactical layers. Outside of battles, relationship building, hub interactions, and story choices influence both character development and narrative outcomes, creating a long-form RPG experience centered on strategy, team synergy, and meaningful decision-making.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is set to release on June 3rd, 2026 for Nintendo Switch 2, bringing the second chapter of the remake trilogy to a portable platform with a massive expansion in scale and gameplay depth. The story continues directly after the group leaves Midgar, following Cloud and his allies as they travel across the world to confront Shinra's exploitation of the planet and the looming threat of Sephiroth, with a stronger focus on character development, fate, and the planet's survival. Gameplay features a hybrid combat system that blends real-time action with strategic command inputs through the ATB gauge, allowing players to switch between party members, use abilities, and coordinate powerful attacks in dynamic battles. Exploration is significantly more open compared to the first part, with large regions, side quests, minigames, and traversal options like chocobos encouraging discovery. Combined with deep materia customization, equipment upgrades, and party synergy systems, the game delivers a cinematic, story-driven RPG experience focused on fluid combat, exploration, and long-form progression. And that's the list. 15 absolutely huge RPGs coming to Switch and Switch 2 that represent some of the biggest and best the genre has to offer. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more gaming content, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some wasteland exploring to do.